This is what GTA 6 costs. This is an entire Xbox 360 with 3 of the best games ever made. The Xbox costs less. Nani? Gaming is getting really expensive. People have less money to spend. Games cost $70 to $100 now, brand new. Consoles are getting price hikes, not price cuts like they used to. Oh, and now it's all gonna be digital. I'm sure that's not gonna be a problem. I got tired of trying to navigate how I felt about a $100 game. Yes, I am referring to Grand Theft Auto 6 Ultimate Edition. If you think that that's cheating, hold that thought. I'll get to you in a minute, okay? In a world of high prices, terrible FOMO, lack of ownership, it feels hopeless. So what do? We go back.
What do you mean? Back?
We are going back in time, folks, to a magical place called retro gaming. A place where when you put a game in your console, it starts immediately. There's no 70 gigabyte patches. Own the games physically. They can't be taken from you. It's wonderful. And you might be thinking, isn't retro gaming like really expensive? Well, yes. But the beauty is that it doesn't have to be. Yes, the GameCube library alone is full of games that Post Malone could wear as a chain. Yes, all of the mainline Pokemon games ask you to sacrifice your firstborn as a down payment. There's a reason for that, though. The reason is that's the stuff that everybody wants. Not just gamers, but hobbyists, enthusiasts, investors. And it's not just because they're retro, it's because they're pretty colors. And also, there's demand that genuinely outpaces supply. We're not focusing on any of that because there are plenty of game consoles that are worth even less than that. In fact, there's 7 of them. Yes, 7. And because I'm a nice guy and I like you, I've compiled a list of these 7 consoles, and they are all worth less than Grand Theft Auto 6. All right. Yes, I am referring to the Ultimate Edition. To me, that is the launch version of the game because the cheaper one is missing so much. This is basically on-disc DLC, which maybe some of you are too young to remember, but we pitched a huge fit about that back with Street Fighter Cross Tekken and other games that did on-disc DLC. On-code DLC? If you're really upset about this, please take further comments, fits of passion or rage, put them in my comment section below. Thank you. But here's the actual point of this video. It's not just that the consoles are cheaper, it's that for roughly the money that one copy of GTA 6 costs, you can have a console and 3 great games that you actually own. One game versus an entire setup. That's the fight we're having today. Here is the way we're breaking this down. Prices are what these actually sell for, ready to play. That means the console, the cables, and hopefully a first-party controller, but a controller nonetheless. Not some fantasy bare unit price where you have to provide your own cords out of a drawer of mysteries, although if you do have the drawer of mysteries, congratulations, you can knock a few bucks off everything I'm about to say. I'm also including 3 games with each purchase because, like we talked about in my Xbox video, consoles need games. I picked 3 games that have a Metacritic score of 80 or higher that are also $20 or less in CIB or complete in-box condition. Also, for fun, I am including the most expensive game for each of these consoles because I just think they're neat. The ranking itself is bang for your buck, which is subjective, and I'm right. All in all, every single package on this list, console, cables, controller, and 3 certified bangers, lands between $108 USD and $140 USD. Sit with that. One video game, or all of that, for almost the same money. A couple of quick honorable mentions before we start. The Atari 7800 and the Magnavox Odyssey 2 are technically on slots 8 and 9 of this list, but I don't know anything about those consoles, so I didn't really feel like it was a good idea to write about them or rank them because I've not touched one. If you're the Odyssey 2 guy, the comments are yours. Now is your time. We're starting with a real all-timer, the PlayStation 3. I never actually had one growing up, but I was always enticed with its large, vibrant catalog of games that really tried to capture all kinds of experiences, especially JRPGs. All PS3s featured native PS1 backwards compatibility, and of course, for a while, it was the cheapest Blu-ray player you could get. We'll be picking up a slim console, but you can't go wrong with the newer Super Slim, even if I think it's a little uglier. The original George Foreman grill looking unit is a little cheaper, but also very prone to failure, especially if it's a launch model that features PlayStation 2 backwards compatibility, which, fun fact, melts the inside of the console while using it. Our 3 game picks will be Uncharted 2, The Last of Us, and God of War 3, all Game of the Year contenders for their respective years. The Last of Us could even be the game of the entire generation. Our most expensive game will be NBA Elite 11, a game so broken EA canceled it before it ever officially came out, but a small batch of copies had already shipped to stores and escaped into the wild. This is a game that was never supposed to exist in your hands, and the few real real copies out there run about $2,000. Console plus all 3 games, about $130. $30 over 1 copy of GTA 6 gets you the hardware, 3 Game of the Year contenders, and technically a Blu-ray player. GTA 6 can't play Blu-rays last time I checked. A personal favorite of mine and vastly underrated, the OG Xbox has lots of fun, silly, and plain weird games in its library. It also happens to be the best place to play a lot of multi-platform games from the 6th generation with its increased power and built-in hard drive. These things are plentiful, but always check the clock capacitor on the unit, as these tend to need replacing at least once in the console's life. Our 3 titles are Halo Combat Evolved, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. Halo because, come on man, you're gonna buy an Xbox and not buy Halo? KOTOR being, in my personal opinion, the best Star Wars game made to date, and Splinter Cell Chaos Theory being not just one of the best stealth action games of all time, but one of the best games in the 6th generation of consoles. The most expensive game on this console is actually not just a game, but a controller as well, being Steel Battalion with its massive Met cockpit controller that runs at around $200 USD. I know it's a little ridiculous, but this is exactly the funky, weird stuff I love about the original Xbox. You can literally have Evangelion in your living room. Console in all 3 games sits right around $130 USD. Again, for Grand Theft Auto 6 plus 2 large pizzas, you get an entire 6th gen starter kit, Evangelion sold separately. You love it, I love it, everybody loves the Wii. Great library, fun controls, mostly. Total backwards compatibility with the GameCube, there is a lot of value here. And these things are absolute units. They are made to withstand abuse from both old people and children. And they sold 100 million of them, so they aren't hard to find in good condition. Keep an eye on the Wii modes though, those things love corroding batteries. Our 3 games will be Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, and Zack and Wiki. I know the pros don't love it, but Brawl is still an insanely value-packed game. Metroid Prime 3 is, in my opinion, the console's best shooter, and Zack and Wiki is a widely underrated point-and-click adventure that radiates aura. Our most expensive game here is going to be Metroid Prime Trilogy at 180 USD. It's not just one great game, but 3, and that, in combination with a smaller print run, means they're hard to get a hold of these days. Can't beat the value on that package though, since Metroid Prime 1 is one of the best games of all time. Wii plus 3 games, about 130 USD. Same story. One modern game or a whole console generation your entire family can play. This one isn't close. Dude, the PSP is seriously slept on. Everybody focuses on the DS and 3DS, and sure, those are great, but the PSP has been quietly humming along with one of the best handheld libraries on the market, rich and varied with an experience for every kind of genre. It's also a genuinely strong multimedia player. Also, I just like popping the UMD drive on the 1000 model. Yeah, that's nice. We are pricing that 1000 model, which the UMD slot could be considered a failure point, but it's fun. The price is much easier to swallow than what a 3DS goes for these days. Our 3 games are Lumines, Daxter, and God of War Chains of Olympus. Lumines is Tetris, but with sass. Daxter is a Jak and Daxter spinoff, and Chains of Olympus is God of War, but outside. Our most expensive would be Hex's Force. I don't know much about this one, but it sure looks like a PSP game. Handheld plus all 3 games, about 120 USD. $20 over 1 GTA, and gaming now fits in your pocket. Value. I'm getting value outside. Oh man, where do I start with this one? The 360 is maybe my favorite console of all time, and I would argue it's one of the best values in gaming right now. HD gaming, good storage options, cheap library, best controller of all time, and it's backwards compatible with a lot of OG Xbox games. Not all of them. My OG Xbox remains a 10-tree return from Darkness Machine. The Slim model is our preferred unit since it's far more reliable than the OG unit. And I guess the 360E is out there for you freaks. Our 3 games will be Mass Effect 2, Gears of War, and Halo 3. I don't think I need to say much about these 3, but if I must, Halo 3 is the best multiplayer shooter ever, Gears is certainly up there as well, and it revolutionized third-person shooters, and Mass Effect 2 is my favorite RPG, period, end of sentence. Our most expensive game was NCAA 14 for a very long time, and this is the one sports game I know anything about. EA lost the NCAA license in a lawsuit, so we didn't get any college football games for a decade, resulting in this thing becoming a $180 game until they started making them again. It's also the only game that features my alma mater team. Thank you for telling me that, Cameron. Nowadays, the most expensive game is El Chavo Kart, a Mexican exclusive game that received a very small print run and now itself is running for 180 CIB. Fascinating. The Title Fight, 360 plus 3 of the greatest games ever made, around $108 US. $8. For $8 more than 1 copy of GTA 6, you get the console and Mass Effect 2 and Gears and Halo 3. $8 is like the sales tax of Grand Theft Auto. That's the whole video, honestly. Once again, another classic. This thing offers a banger for every genre, sometimes multiples. And of course, who could forget? We're picking up a fat unit, but some people like the slim model known as the PS1. Stop getting confused. It has its fans, but the reset button being merged with the power button, the lack of some of those nice ports on the back, and the external power supply just ew. Our top 3 games will be Gran Turismo 2, Greatest Hits, Siphon Filter, and Medal of Honor. These are also genre-defining games that hold up really well, and them being available in the Greatest Hits line makes them a little cheaper because not everybody likes the bright green spine, but you gotta do what you gotta do to keep it cheap. Our most expensive game here is The Misadventures of Tron Bonne, a prequel to the Mega Man Legends game, also on the PlayStation 1. This thing, complete in box, sits at a cool 600 bones, probably gonna go up, I would bet. The whole PlayStation 1 setup, games included, hits about $113 USD. $13 past one GTA for the console that started PlayStation, plus 3 genre-defining games. Okay, I don't even know what to say for this one. The PS2 is still, to this day, the best-selling console of all time and has a tremendous library of games. We're talking thousands of games and native backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 1. Oh, and it plays DVDs. We're picking up a slim model, which I don't personally love since I think the older fat model is more iconic and has a hard drive bay for purposes, but the slim has its merits and is a little cheaper. Now, full disclosure, ready to play, this one runs about $110 USD, which is $10 over a copy of GTA6. I'm counting it anyway. It's the best-selling console of all time. It gets a $10 grace period. Sue me. Not actually. People have been like really sue happy lately. Our 3 games here will be Burnout 3 Takedown, SSX 3, and Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Absurd tier value. These are each legendary games in their respective genres. When they say they don't make them like they used to anymore, they're talking about these 3. If I started talking about them, we'd be here all day. So you just gotta take my word for it. Our most expensive game for the PlayStation 2 is Kuon. This game is a FromSoft survival horror game from the time before they were a household name. The game didn't get a big print run in the West and had really bad sales, so this is a case of genuine scarcity in the market. Makes the Pokemon games look pretty tame in comparison. PS2 plus all 3 games hits for about $140 USD. Yeah, that's Grand Theft Auto and like half a tank of gas these days. But the PS2 plays its own games, the PlayStation 1's games, and your DVDs, which we now know are much more important. That's why it's number 1. No single game on Earth offers that kind of value, and certainly not one that's gonna need a day 1 patch. You know it's gonna. That's our big hitters. 7 consoles, 21 certified bangers. Every package landing within like, I don't know, half a tank of gas of Grand Theft Auto 6's launch price. And that's the real takeaway here. Not that retro is technically cheaper, but that one game, no matter how big it is, how long you've waited, cannot offer you 100-ish dollars of value that you actually physically own. Experiences that nobody can patch, delist, or price hike away from you. Honestly, I hope this has been helpful. It's good to know that in a world that seems so antagonistic towards its own consumer base, there's still ways out there to enjoy and connect to gaming that aren't going to hurt you or your wallet. Yeah, it's not the latest and greatest, but outside of Expedition 33 and some of the Switch 2's library, are you really missing anything right now? Don't allow these corporations to command ownership and time away from your games. And hey, with the backlog that you can build on some of these consoles, by the time you're done playing all those games, Grand Theft Auto 6 might be affordable. Thanks for watching.